mentioned earlier a CDC study that shows 1 in 24 adults admit to falling asleep while they're driving.
It may have happened to you and you may not even know it. Shumuriel Ratliff reports.
Before you hit the road, hit the hay. A CDC study shows that 4% of adults say they nodded off or fell asleep at least once while driving in the previous month. A scary statistic that Charisma LaRue can identify with.
I was driving home. I remember the sun was shining. It was a pretty day, middle of the day, and I was going to cross the skyline on 79, and I fell asleep.
It took only a few seconds for LaRue to go from the road to a ravine.
My car went off the road, and when my tires hit the roughness, I woke up in time to see like a mailbox. And so I'm like plowing into the mailbox, and I just kind of closed my eyes and held onto the wheel until the car came to a stop. They told me later that I flipped the car 3 times going down the ravine.
LaRue says she didn't get much sleep the night before her 2002 car crash, a mistake doctors say many people make. They suggest adults catch between 6 to 9 hours of Z's a night. If you don't, it increases the amount of yawning and blinking you do, and you're also more likely to miss your exit or drift into another lane. Doctors say if you're experiencing any of these warning signs to pull over and rest or change drivers. They say turning up the radio or rolling down a window are not effective ways to keep you alert. The CDC study says drivers who don't get enough sleep and drivers with untreated sleep disorders are more likely to drive drowsy.
So it's very important to get a good night's sleep so you'll feel rested and ready for the day.
Dr. Randall Sandelin says he's treated a lot of patients with the common sleep disorder sleep apnea. Sandelin says he's even had patients come into his office for treatment after falling asleep behind the wheel.
Drivers with untreated sleep apnea are in effect drunk drivers. And that's pretty scary when you think about there are over 5 million drivers out there with untreated sleep apnea.
In 2010, Alabama state troopers say they saw 30 fatal crashes where sleep, fainting, or fatigue was involved. In 2011, 27 crashes. LaRue says she is sharing her story because she lived to tell about her experience with just a few scratches, but not everyone gets that chance.
See, when you fall asleep behind the wheel, it's not just you that you're putting at risk. It's everyone else on the road. Pull over and take like a 5-minute nap, 10-minute nap if you can, or just don't drive, because it's, some of us are really lucky, but it's not always that way.
Shumuriel Ratliff reporting for WAFF 48 News.